is the Male Review on Yale Radiocast.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Live from Studio 7B, you are here on Yale Radiocast at the flagship show, the Male Review. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the building with the leg in the house. My boy Josh, the intern, my MEN-tal Yale, and myself, the cat in the hat. That is me.
That don't have your hat on.
I don't got my hat on because the headphones don't work with it. But that's all right, though. We're going to fix that. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Male Review. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Saturday. It is feeling summery and beautiful out there. Everything is looking good.
Yes, sir.
Everything is looking great. Brother Darline, did you have a good week this week, man? He got to get ready. When you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. See what I'm saying?
Talk about when you stay
the shades match the whip.
Yeah, see, look here.
Shades match the whip.
Shades match the whip.
Shades match the whip. Oh, well, get him.
Match the watch.
What up?
Oh,
and hold up. On coincide with the green being it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right on.
Mr. Markel missed the memo. He didn't wear green today.
No. He got the memo. He didn't pay attention to it.
Oh, he didn't read it. I didn't read it.
I have an issue with people getting memos and not actually reading the memo.
See,
because they complain about having memos and they want memos.
I need a memo.
And I provide the.
You didn't send me a memo about the memos.
And
send me a memo.
And therein lies the problem.
About the memo.
Well, okay. I mean, I could look. See, this is the thing about being Markel. I could extrapolate, and I could be.
Hold on, you could what?
Extrapolate.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I can extrapolate. See, green for was it mental health awareness, right? So, my shirt is red. My eyes are red because of green. So, bam!
Oh, bam!
See, you ain't see that coming.
I ain't see that coming.
Y'all didn't see that coming. Y'all didn't see. This is why we the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Because boy, look here, Lord, if T.I. was here right now, oh God,
he circles it back around.
I just bring it on back, y'all. Yes. But y'all, hey, so you had a good week this week. What about you, Josh? How'd your week go, man?
I didn't even say how my week went.
Yeah, he really didn't. He really didn't.
I really didn't even get a chance to.
Basically, no one really cares is what it is.
That's an issue with here. That's an issue.
Always care. We always care.
I mean, he's the boss. Do we really care?
I'm glad you. But I'm glad you asked.
Yes, sir. I am glad you asked.
Trying to get off these 100,000 T-shirts, man.
I heard. $100 million. We sell each of the T-shirts for $1.
It's hard job, man.
Man, listen, we trying to get to that first trillion.
Hey, man, but I would say like the week hasn't been bad. It's just been a long, demanding week. The weekend hasn't even been long. It's just been a demanding week for me, and it's you get stretched at times. I could just say that I'm a little stretched right now, but we'll talk about that today. Josh, what you got going on, brother?
It's right in the pipe too, boy.
Man,
in the pipe,
right in the pipe,
right in there. It's been a week. It's been a week. Been very long. Had some trials come up towards the end of the week, but it's all good. You know, I'm gonna do what I do.
You gonna make it through, brother.
Keep pushing through. You know what I mean? And just got to figure out where the money coming from.
Where the money resides. Where the money resides.
But all in all, all in all, that was a good week, man. Feeling groovy, man. We made it.
To Saturday.
You
are here.
Yep.
You are here in the halls of the league.
I ate today. I woke up. I ate food. Put shoes on my feet.
Right.
Here with my brothers.
Okay. So we here. It is a good thing. We're already here.
It is good. It is good.
Shout out to brother TR who could not join us this week because he's out there
drilling things.
We're going to talk about that on Markel After Dark in a second. Okay.
Literally.
He is out there drilling people.
I said things. I didn't say people. I said things.
Hey, technically it's a thing.
Technically it's a person, place,
it's
thing.
It's
a noun. So it's a, it can apply however it identifies.
Now, is he using, now the question is he using a bit drill?
Or is it a tip drill? Okay, keep it moving. Just saying. Anyway,
so
and this is what happens when you miss by the way.
Yeah, this
you got to get roasted.
Yeah.
Because he can't say nothing.
He can't say nothing.
He'll have something to say, but he can't say something.
He can't say that right now.
Even if Brother TR calls in, we don't have to answer the call.
We just don't have to take the call.
We just don't have to take the call.
We ain't gonna do it like that.
We'll hear about it next week.
Yeah, we'll hear about it next week. No, I will hear about it next week. Y'all will just get a little poke at it on Facebook or in a conversation. Little
still
jab.
poking on Facebook. Stop it.
They're still poking.
Oh my
Just
God.
poking on Facebook.
Anyhow,
they're still poking on.
My week was trying to. I ended with a win this week because I got a new gig where I'm building these little integrated clients and everything, and I stepped out on faith on early Friday morning when I got up, had my cup of coffee, sat at my computer, did my little diddy bop, and said I'm gonna build this formation with no help, and I did that, and I tested it, and it worked. My man came online and I said, look at this. And they were like, yo, you did that exactly right. So I had a win this week, man. It was awesome.
Hold up. I want to go in on this comment.
Uh-oh.
Dude, both of these guys look like my dad who never got the ciggies.
They never got the ciggies. Not the fake baby daddy. I wonder who that is.
Who's the fake baby daddy?
Shout
out to the fake baby daddy.
Shout out, Joe. Fake ass baby daddy.
My dad. Go ahead.
I know that's right. Hey,
shout out to the fake baby daddy.
FDK Foundation. This for you, sir. But yeah, man. So yeah, man. But one thing I will say, brother, and it kind of ties into a little bit of the topic that we're talking about today about the different pressures, the different things that we go through, and the different stresses, especially during Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
Josh brought to our attention that next month is going to be Men's Mental Health Awareness. But because this is the male review, we're going to talk about it today.
Yes,
okay?
Sir.
Now, this is, again, people, not to say that anybody else doesn't have mental illness, not to say that other groups, other sexes, other people don't have mental illness, but because we're here on the male review today, we're talking about it from a male standpoint because that's what the show does. If you've been tuning in, and you should see so many of the other shows that we have on YouTube.
And honestly, we don't want to accidentally
offend anybody,
or say what we think women think.
Right.
Because,
I know we do at times, but we can't say.
I mean, we definitely don't want to accidentally offend anybody, but as you know here on the Male Review, we will intentionally offend people sometimes. Because sometimes it's needed. Sometimes it's needed.
Right, from time to time.
Well, I mean, you choose to be offended. I mean, I'm just going to tell you. Anyway, so, but just, just to let you know, but we're talking about it from a male perspective because of the pressures that we face. Now, being a father is one of those pressures, I mean, you say what you want. Hey, I tell you what, call in and talk to me if you got some stuff to say. 678-586-9241. Being a father is a pressure. Being a husband is a pressure. Sometimes being a boyfriend is a pressure. Being a coworker is a pressure. Being a manager of somebody is. Let me tell you something.
Look, man.
This dude right here. I've seen this dude have to come out of production mode to go into manager mode, and let me tell you, he's not the happiest manager when you call him on the weekend when he off. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that's because that's stress, because you already deal with it 5 days a week, right?
Right.
So why on the 6th day you calling me? Because you the manager, you pay the cost to be the boss. But that's still
because we rest on the 7th and praise Him.
They call you on Sunday too, won't they?
Praise Jesus.
They call me on Sunday.
7 days a week they call you.
Yes.
I'd be kind of salty. Yes. What? It's in the drawer. Did you look in the drawer below that? Bye.
And that's literally how it goes.
That's literally how I see it go. I'm like, and you hear him on the other side, Mr. Williams. How you know?
Ain't no more signing forms.
That lets you know Mark L been around for a while, because I know how that goes. Hashtag call Fred.
Hey, this is so hilarious because that's the exact sound of the person who calls me about 10 times a day. Oh my God.
That's the Williams.
But I love my staff. I love my employees. I love my group. I love my team. I love everybody nonetheless because everybody actually makes me who I am.
Right.
The difficulties that I may have from time to time is not necessarily managing the job that we do here, but it's managing the personalities.
Correct.
That is very stressful
have no
because
doubt.
we are all different people with different personalities that will often collide.
Right.
And that is
Well, if you're a
So-
manager, if you're a manager of
personalities
yourself,
the personalities at Yale Radiocast do not clash
that's
ever.
different.
Come on.
That's different. That's
mean-
different.
And with that said, we're going to go ahead and go to the leg chat. Fake Baby Daddy said, "What's up, y'all?
What's good,
What's
fake baby
good,
daddy?
fake baby
What
daddy?
are your pronouns? Mine are in.
Hey, hold it. My pronouns.
I'm just out here offending y'all. Fake Baby Daddy.
And that's fake baby daddy. Is that who you are? That's your pronouns, fake daddy.
If you are out here to offend
He's
us,
just out here offending us.
yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult.
It's gonna be hard.
Yes.
We can handle offense. with
Yes,
no
we
problem.
can handle offense with no
Swing
problem.
it.
You have to
Well.
actually step foot in here to see
Right.
how we offend each other before
boy.
you make an attempt to offend
Yeah,
us.
nah, we
we
gotta
laugh
stop
at
it.
it because, I mean, look here, man. You just didn't see our roasting session we did with each other
Woo-wee.
2 weeks ago?
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. And that's the stuff y'all heard.
Right.
That's the stuff y'all heard. We went on break.
We did go on break. Yep.
Look, but yeah, man, it's just okay. So even with that, even you wouldn't be a manager worth your salt if you're not only managing to try to put people in the places that they need to be at the appointed times, but also to try to make sure you know the personalities, Jill. Like you wouldn't put this person who's a full-blown angry atheist with the super Christian. You wouldn't try to match them up as partners. Not
I
on
mean,
purpose,
you
if
might.
you can avoid it.
No, you might know. That'd
then
be
I
fun
keep
though.
forgetting-
That'd be kind of fun.
Didn't you
Have you paid attention to our group chats?
I have to say, didn't you tell me? Didn't you say that you was petty? Let me just hush. But I'm just saying, let's just assume, ladies and gentlemen, that you would take that into consideration. It's stress to try to figure that out.
Right.
But we talk about this, and just to talk about these are general stresses that we deal with from day to day.
Right.
But sometimes, if you have mental illnesses, it exacerbates the stress to a level that leads people down some dark pathways, man. I mean,
Well, let's face it too. I mean, the stresses that we face as men every day, the pressure that's put on us as men, what
Yeah.
we're expected to do, we're expected to provide, we're expected to do this, we're expected to do that, we're expected to be non-emotional. We're not,
Now that's the thing.
That's the
to
crazy
cut you
part.
off.
So we're supposed
expected
to
be-
carry this huge load,
Right.
and just keep it inside of us.
Lord.
I think
And
that's the
so
thing.
even if there's not some sort of genetic, because there are some genetics that can lead to mental health and things like that, that's just passed on. But mental health can also come in over time when all that stress and everything all that pressure upon you. It can lead to anxiety, depression, all that stuff, which maybe you may have never dealt with before, but now as a grown man, you feeling all these pressures to do this, to do that, where it may come on. And a lot of us, because we're afraid of speaking out because of that stigma that's put on us, where we're not supposed to have emotions, we're not supposed to feel a certain way, we won't speak up and speak out and talk to somebody.
I want
go seek
to
help.
address that. I think, and this is what we see often. It's been a lot of complaints about us not being emotional, confusion. You don't want us to be emotional, yet when we're not, you say you need to open up more.
Right.
That's stressful.
There is a stress.
That's stressful.
Because what do I do?
Yeah.
Which one? Which side? Which one? You got to pick a struggle,
Yeah.
right? That's the belief, right? I mean, the thing about it is, you know, and we kind of had a back and forth about this earlier when we were chatting about it. You know, in the time that we growing up, in the time that we are growing up. Look, is that TR?
that is Mr. TR that popped up. Go ahead, brother. Say what you got to say, then read the comment.
Okay, right on. But basically, from the time that we grew up, in the time frames and the time periods where we grew up, versus the time frames that people have now, versus the time frame of now, we were taught a different way. We were taught more from and we'll call it the old school mentality, which was man up, because
Right.
this is what men do.
Right.
You don't cry. You know, you don't worry. You never see dad cry because that's not masculine.
Right.
You don't see dad get overly emotional unless he's about to fight about something, right?
Right.
So that's what we were taught, and that's what they instilled in us. Please, I've been the guy who got into a fight, go in the house, I'm upset. I got tears in my eyes. I'm 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. My dad was like, you ain't no little girl, are you? Get back out there and fight. you get out there and whoop them, or I'm gonna whoop you. Right? This is old school. This is what they're taught.
The only reaction for any emotion that you feel is anger.
Anger. That's it. That's the only one we were allowed to have for so long. That right there plays into mental illness like nothing else. Because what if you could learn to deal with the emotions?
What if you can't fight?
What if you can't fight? That's a good thing.
You better learn though.
And they're telling you need to go kick some ass. And you're like, hold up, that's not my forte, Dad.
The sad part about it is, whereas you just had to go out there and get knocked out like the pops used to.
And isn't getting knocked out scary?
That's scary. Mm-hmm. That's a scary thing
because people could die from getting knocked out.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. And we know that, and we know with the current society, I'll be right back kind of means something even more sinister. Yeah. Okay. I tell you what. I know how to end this fight. Right. People getting access anyway, but this is where we kind of deal with the whole point of mental illness because you used to say stuff as a kid. I'm gonna kill you, but you don't really mean put them in the ground. Right.
Back then we didn't.
Back then
it was I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
So let's go ahead and follow up with TR's comment, Markel.
All right. So according to Mr. TR that we see on the screen, shout out to you, brother TR. Just because you figure it out doesn't make it any less stressful.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because you figure it out.
Because you still got to deal with it.
You still do.
You still have to deal with it.
You absolutely do.
I mean, we just here in the offices of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast and our TV, we are fought with trying to figure some things out daily about how to actually make some things work.
Yeah.
And we figure it out for the moment, but yet just doing it is hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Having
to do it is hard. Yeah.
How to do it can still be hard because you still have to actually do some things.
True.
So that I get what TR is saying right there.
Yeah, man. That's a real thing. And when you look at it, I mean, I looked up some information here. Just talking about it like we see online, and this is something that we should know. Many men, arguably most of us, struggle with the idea of being openly vulnerable and sharing their emotions. And for those who grew up as sensitive boys, they are often subject to ridicule and shaming for what are natural and healthy expressions of emotion.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a real statement. That's a real statement. You were not supposed to show yourself as being anything less than masculine, because if crying is masculine, whining is masculine, running away is definitely not masculine. This is less than masculine stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So with all of that said, man, today our topic is going to be on mental illness. Mm-hmm. We can talk a little bit about what our experiences are with mental illness, how we have reached those points of where we thought. How many times have you been to that point where you was like, I'm about to break?
3 minutes ago.
Oh, wait.
3 minutes ago.
Just 3 minutes ago?
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10.
Well, about 15 minminutes ago.
About 15.
About the time you showed up.
I
heard him yelling when he made the first call. We ain't got a pound on me. But we're gonna talk about y'all.
But we are here. We are discussing mental health today in men. And we're gonna take a quick break. But when we come back, we're gonna talk some stats about what the percentage of men in the world that actually have mental illness.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll share some experiences of things that we've been through, people that we know. And also, if you're out there listening, please call in 678-586-9241. Share your experiences. It doesn't even have to be your experience. Maybe somebody you know that either struggles with mental illness, and what helped them get through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, if they did get through it.
I do want to actually touch on another topic. We're talking about men and everything, and we do want people to call in. We need to talk about the effects that we may have on the mental health of children.
Yes.
Right.
And also, we've already discussed that we want women to call in because we don't want to actually speak for the women. This show is for people to actually talk about their experiences. Mm-hmm. It's called the Male Review, and it is conversation from a man's perspective, but that does not mean that this is the only perspective we need. We need other perspectives to actually mold what we may think of, what we may know of, what we may not know, what we may learn. So that's what this platform is for, people. Absolutely. I would love for people to call in. Also, post your comments on the chat. 678-586-9241.
Fake baby daddy, call in.
Fake baby daddy. Fake Fake baby daddy, call in. If you gonna offend, we need to hear you try to offend.
Fake
man.
baby daddy ain't got no damn phone.
Ain't nobody coming to see fake
Tommy,
baby.
you know you ain't got no
At the library, and using the computer at the library right
Hey,
now.
grandma's basement.
Grandma's basement.
Turn the AOL off, fake baby daddy. Ain't nobody using that no more.
Hey man, we going to commercial break.
Yeah, we'll see y'all. The motto is always
Get the business.
This is Dylan Yale, the program director of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast. If you feel like you're the person to talk about politics, sports, entertainment, and more, Yale Radiocast is giving opportunities to those who are interested in a career in podcasting. We are now being heard by over 20 streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and more. Let Yale Radiocast be the brand that delivers your voice to the world. Contact us at YaleRadiocast.com or email us at YALEENT1@gmail.com. The Yale brand is the gold standard, and this is Yale Radiocast. Get the business.
Hey, it's your girl, Kay Chantel, your favorite one from Women in the Mic. I have a question. Do you own your own business and need advertising? Do you provide a service and want to increase your clientele? Well, bring your advertising needs to YaleRadiocast.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. We offer graphic design, web design, and video services. So, not only can you grow your business with Yale Radiocast, you can also listen to the hottest independent artists. Go to YaleRadiocast.com and get with the gold standard.
Yale Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down south and even international. Hip-hop ain't dead. It's right here on Yale Radiocast.
It's your boy Young Nino checking in, man.
What's going on? This your boy Ether.
This presidential worthy, vote for me. Rap Analytics, man. We up in here.
Check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. on YaleRadiocast.com.
You want your perspective, we're going to give you ours.
Man, if you into this hip-hop culture, we got all the information you need.
We're going to be breaking down everything from old school to new school, battle rap, fashion.
Anything that has to revolve around hip-hop, we're going to bring it to you from today's perspective for what's popping in the news right now. Hip-hop, Rap Analytics go hand in hand.
Rap Analytics, YaleRadiocast.com, baby, we live.
I'm Billy D. Williams. I am the president and chairman of Accountable Youth. I want to see them come in with a want to change, an open mind to knowing that a violent reaction is not the right reaction. As they go through the program, they're starting to see that now they're accountable, now they're leaders, now they're responsible, and that's why the last piece is promotion of fatherhood, because when they turn 17 and they graduate, now they have all of these character traits that they can carry on with them. But more importantly, when they become fathers, they can instill that in them.
Yeah, man, back from a commercial break. This is Yale Radiocast. This is the Male Review on Yale Radiocast. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Once again, please remember, give us a call, 678-586-9241, or post your comments on the leg chat so we can at least read how you feel about our today's topic. It's Mental Health Awareness Month,
Yep.
and we are dedicating this show to the mental health issues that we may face as men. But we want to get everybody's insight on maybe some personal experiences, some traumas, and some things that you have had to deal with, and how you have fought them, dealt with them, still maybe dealing with them, and how you get past them. Once again, we are not doctors, we're not lawyers, we're only guys that's giving men's opinions. So we probably need more insight and possibly some people more knowledgeable than us who may have went through counseling, and you may be aware of your trauma where we may not be aware of ours.
Correct.
So please call in 678-586-9241. What you got, Mark L? Let's go ahead and get this show started.
Hey, man, check this out. So basically just let me go ahead and give you a couple of stats here talking about mental health. Nearly 1 in 10 men experience depression and anxiety. According to a poll of 21,000 American men by researchers at the National Center for Health Statistics, nearly 1 in 10 men reported experiencing some form of depression or anxiety, but less than half actually sought treatment. That's a devastating one. Men also die by suicide 3.5 times more often than women do.
Oh,
Men experience a higher rate of suicide than women. Depression, when left untreated, can in some cases reach a crisis point of suicidal contemplation, with so few men reaching out for help and support. Instead, they may decide that they would instead suffer in silence, and this may be one reason why men do face a higher suicide rate. Josh?
oh man.
I was looking at some stats from the National Institute of Mental Health,
Okay.
and 36.8% of men have some sort of mental illness.
Wow.
And as
Yeah, 'cause we're men. I mean, being a man-
Now, granted, this was
It's a mental illness.
these are 2019's numbers.
Okay,
Yes.
So
gotcha.
this is 2019, and in 2019, 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. live with some sort of mental illness. So 1 in 5.
Man. So we can have it and not even know. It's only 3 of us.
As I said in the beginning,
Right.
some people may be aware of theirs where other people may not,
Correct.
because we don't
Yep.
go to counseling. Go ahead, continue.
So
Joseph.
overall, both between male and female of all races, all age groups, 44.8% of the population in 2019 suffered some sort of mental illness.
Wow.
That's half.
That's almost half.
That
almost
is
half.
half. I mean, you know, the
Yeah.
numbers are skewed because
Yeah.
some people won't admit it.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
If we're already talking about people that don't admit it,
Right.
it's already is the answer that there's more people than probably what those stats show, because we don't, as our boy Chex said in when he was here for our financial awareness show, we don't even do the studies.
Yeah.
When it comes around time to do the census, to ask these questions and ask about these things, or even give our insight and opinions about these things, we don't do the census. So just imagine how much higher that number may be. Okay.
That's true.
And here's some more interesting, really. Actually, listen to these stats right here that I just found on mentalhealth.org in the UK. All right, so
Shout out to the UK.
The Mental Health Foundation out there released these stats, right? 3 times as many men as women die by suicide. So more men are out there committing suicide than women. Men aged 40 to 49 have the highest suicide rates, and this is just in the UK.
Wow.
All right. And men report lower levels of life satisfaction than women, according to the National Wellbeing Survey. So women are happy
Well, I mean, I won't say they're happy as shit, but they might be happier
This
than
is
we.
the
are.
UK,
Probably
though.
know why some of that is, but
So the women in the UK are happy. So we need to, maybe that's what the problem is.
Lord,
We're in the wrong country.
We're in the wrong country. That's terrible. That's terrible. But no, I feel that man, life satisfaction. That's a big thing, right? Look,
yeah.
Look, hey, wait, hang on, wait. No, hold on. In the U, no,
You got one more? You got some more?
So in the UK, obviously, women are very highly protected because men are more likely to be victims
Oh, we
of
just
violent
missed a
crimes.
call. Please call back 678-586-9241, or the call is either coming through. Hold up. I think we just missed a call. Call back, please, 678-586-9241. We get in a moment, man. We get to talking. Run it back, people. Run it back.
Go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, it says here. Where did it go here? Yep. So men are more likely to be victims of violent crime, 1.5 more likely than women in the UK. So women are obviously very protected. Who's protecting the men though?
They listen. Another
You think
show.
about it though. Think about
Another
that
show.
though. Think about it. No. Think about that though. Think about that statement though. Who's protecting the men? Like, so we're
The police.
So we've spoken about patriarchal.
Oh my
We got a call. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Hey, this is the Mail Review on Yale Radiocast. Who do we have on the line? Thank you for calling in.
This is sick, and y'all.
Brother
Sincere.
Sincere, there he is.
One of the brothers, one of the members of the
The
League
lady.
of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Mr. Sincere, who has been absent. I try to get him in, but he's all booked and things these days. I hope you know the topic. We'll talk about mental health, man, and you being a person of the community, a relationship coach, a relationship expert. I know you got some insight that you can provide with this topic right here, man. What's up, Sincere?
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. This place and time is running us crazy, man, literally.
Yeah.
And I do a mental health Zoom, man, based on that, where I bring in a mental health expert, a licensed therapist, and I'm there to cover the holistic side of things, man. So, yeah, we really in a time, man, where we really need to dig into mental health and get into a better space, man, especially after COVID and dealing with it economically.
Yes.
It's time to get into space, bro.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so what advice would you give to the people about your experiences? We're talking about people about this topic right here, man. What do you got to give?
Yeah, man, I always encourage people to have a process, right? Most people, they allow life to happen to them versus imposing their will on life. So let me explain to you what I mean. Most people, they get up to an alarm clock.
Yep.
They get up to the previous day's agitation. So most people, they don't get up with their own regimen, whether it be meditation, exercise, the proper eating practices, what have you. They just jump into the day.
Okay.
So stress builds up in that space.
Right.
And like if you don't have that process, that stress eventually takes over.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are some of the repercussions that you've known people to let you know that they've had from that stress, bro?
Shoot, man, I've had to refer some of my clients, man, to some of the licensed therapists that we deal with because it was past the process to where I can give them something that's spiritual, mental, and physical in nature,
Right.
to help them reprogram.
Okay.
Right? And in that space, I just want to make sure to open up resources to people that are dealing with it, man. Because what made me zone is the fact that we had suicide inside of 2 months, back to back.
How many?
And we have to get off the sidelines, man, and get ahead of before it takes hold of the community even greater than it has, bro.
You said how many suicides happened back to back?
It was 2.
Okay.
2 back to back within a 2-month time
Within
period.
2 months. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. It don't sound like a lot, but that's a lot.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Is this within the peer group? Within your peer group, or?
Yeah, man. Within the community, man. One happened on my block, and then the other one, it happened inside of the Christian community, man. One of the young brothers, man. It was right before his 32nd birthday, man, and he did it just ahead of Mental Health Awareness Month.
Wow.
So he planned it.
Right.
And this was a sharp brother, like you never would have thought it. There was some signs back on, one of those things where I said, I wish I had a stronger bond, a stronger connection with the brother.
Okay.
So we had the potential to help him, but unfortunately, we weren't able to reach him in time and get him those resources. So I said, on my watch, man, we're gonna make sure that the community know that there's resources so we can wrap our arms around these people, man.
Right.
Right.
Well, man, we appreciate you for calling in, big homie, man. Once again, this is Sincere,
Hey, man.
author, poet,
and relationship coach, and one of the members of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Stop by when you got some time.
Yeah, well, you know, he's booked these days. He don't have time for us folks. Oh yeah, you knew I was gonna give it to you. You knew I was gonna say it.
But it's always
but
good
no,
when we see
but
you,
it's good to hear from you, man. And I know, man, sometimes like we are all caught up in the world that we're in, that we don't have time. But that's a good thing to touch on. Where you said that you wish that you could have done more.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that we also need to talk about. Actually, the outreach that we're trying to create with the people that may struggle from some mental issues, some stressful issues.
Yeah, man.
So I appreciate that, man, and we will see Sincere in the studio sooner or later, man, because I need you to kind of flame the fires of everybody that's coming at my head. We'll talk about that on another show, man. But give everybody where to reach you at, Sincere. Let everybody know where they can reach you at.
Word, man. It's all love, man. I will be dropping in there soon, man. And I got a show today, man. I got the Why Should I Get Married event today, man. Or I would have been in the studio, but reach out to me on IG, Facebook, Sincere, SINSEARSINCERE, Facebook, Instagram, and you'll also be able to see the mental health Zoom that we got going on Thursday. It's absolutely free to the community. I'll be on there. And, we have a dope brother that's a licensed therapist, Dr. G. So you can take a look, man. You don't have to be scared of therapy. We're talking about how it boosts your performance.
Right.
Not just get you out of the dark space, but it helps you to be great.
Perfect.
Right on, Sincere, man. Good to hear from you, my brother.
Hey, no doubt, fam. Y'all know what it is, man. I'll be seeing y'all cats soon, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's a lot, man. And the thing about it is, with mental illness, the thing that the people don't realize is that you could have that mental illness for a long time, and it doesn't really start to present itself until these stressful situations come up. Right. I mean, pretty much just like Sincere was talking about, man. The pandemic probably, man, it snatched the covers off a lot of stuff. Right. I mean, you know, myself, you know, I'll use myself as an example. I'm really extroverted, right? I'm an extroverted person. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to hang out. I like to kick it. I like, you know, going, you know, be around the people, press flesh with the people. I like that. So when you get to the point where you're trapped in the house because the pandemic is going on, that leads to a stressor because I'm so used to being able to just get out and go, man. That is heavy. That's heavy on somebody who is used to being out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I mean, there are other things, obviously. You know, there's work stress, you know, life stress, general life stress. But these things will exacerbate a mental illness. I mean, you know, already you're dealing with just, you know, just a regular thing, just regular stuff.
Look at this comment, man. Look at your brother.
They are happy in Brazil. Why are they happy in Brazil, TR? I wonder why.
Man, let me read this article.
Because we got two Brazilians?
A Brazilian. That's a high number. Brazilian number. Where's the money? Where the money coming from? Right. Let me read this article real fast.
Okay.
And then we're gonna, because we want to touch on everything that we're covering, all these issues one by one. Yeah. We don't want to miss anything, because this may relate to somebody. Conforming to masculine norms may hinder men from seeking help.
Absolutely.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and read this article. This is what I pulled up. Some men find strength and stature by adhering to the traditional masculine norms, yet these traits can pose an obstacle to mental and physical well-being. These norms surrounding manhood become barriers to young men reluctant to receiving help. The help they need. According to new University of Michigan study published by the journal Social Work, self-reliance, feeling that you can handle problems, issues, or concerns on your own may be detrimental to young black men's mental health and is linked to depression, which the finding shows. It's likely that men may not know where to go for help, but even when they do know where to go for help, cultural norms, we need to talk about cultural norms, about manhood serves as a barrier to receiving the help that they need. A reluctant graduate of joint doctoral program in social work physiology and lead author of the study,
Janelle Goodwill. Previously, studies has analyzed masculinity among other ethnic groups, but few have looked at the impact on black men. Let me slow down. The social norms.
Social norms is important.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Josh, go ahead. I'm pretty sure you have something to say about these social norms. About being masculine, being a man, and seeking help. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely looked down on as men, but I would say, myself, just having, surrounding myself with the friends that I do have, I do hear, yourself and Dylan talking a lot about how even within the black community, it's a big thing.
Oh, it's huge.
And it really is. It's across the board though for men. And there's actually a article from Harvard that 10 to 17% of men will actually develop some sort of major depression within their life. However, it often gets misdiagnosed or missed because we cover it up with such things as drinking too much, becoming argumentative, and overtime working all the time.
Yeah.
So
try to hide from
instead
feelings.
of going and seeking help because we can't deal with whatever we got going on because we're expected to just carry that load and just go about everyday business.
Right.
Sometimes that happens.
Do you think
drink too much,
do you
work
think
too
that
much?
the people that we provide for understand that level or that issue? What do you think, Markel?
I'm going to say no. You know why?
Oh, let's go there.
I'm going to say no because we tend to keep most of that stuff bottled up and inside, right? Because that's what we've been taught. We've been taught, you don't go whining to your woman about the life or about the world. I mean, I think one of the sharpest conversations I had from my mother, I remember being 21 years old and feeling like the world was crashing down around my shoulders. My 49-year-old behind is looking at the 21-year-old like, son, you have no idea what you about to go through. But I know I remember then feeling like the world was closing in on me. And she said, look, you going to get your up and be a man. That's what you going to do. Now,
Or a woman.
Or a woman. But what did that mean to me? That meant that I'm not supposed to feel these feelings of the world caving in on me.
And
I'm
that's
not
a
supposed to
problem.
go talk to anybody about me feeling like that. Because what I would think, you would think that in that time frame, why do you at 21 years old feel like the world is caving in on you? You probably need to go and talk to somebody about that.
But who can you talk to when they are actually telling you that as a man, you're supposed to be able to handle this?
Yes, this is nothing.
It's like us as men telling women pregnancy, having a baby.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do because
Right.
you're a woman.
Right.
Ooh, call in, women.
Yeah, and then add to that too. Let's say you're an adolescent boy, right?
Yeah.
So you're a teenage boy, right? You're seeing these pressures. You're seeing what the older people around, the older men around you are going through the pressure. What's put on them? And then now these young people also have so much more in their face than we did.
Right.
True.
Right.
So, what are parents doing to help help the younger kids that are going through this? You know what I mean? Like they may be able to recognize it in themselves, but if you're living at home, you're under 18, you may not say anything.
Right.
You may keep it to yourself. It may not get noticed.
Right.
Does that responsibility fall on the parents though?
It does. It does. Period. No, without a shadow of a doubt.
So as parents, what are some things that we can do though? You know what I mean, to recognize that I'm not a parent myself, so I'm just asking. I'm trying to learn.
Well, as a father of two, with one son that I'm very close to and one son that I'm very distant from. The struggles that I fight with are hoping that they are able to survive in this world with or without the knowledge that I gave them. Because in spite of the knowledge that we may provide, they will still have to deal with the world.
Yeah, they still got to deal with it in their way.
You still got to deal with it in your way. I'm going to go ahead and talk about about this time about 2 years ago. Get a call from the BM2. I got a BM1, BM2.
For the white people, that's baby mama.
And BM2 calls and says, go look at your son's Facebook page. And what he put on that Facebook page was he wanted to kill himself. All right. So, of course, I give him a call. talked to him about what's going on, and he said he don't even know why. He don't even know why. Now that's a problem. Like, how can I talk to you
if I don't know what to help you with?
If you, and at an age of 16, 17, think about it, I had to put myself in his position. You confused as hell.
Yeah.
All you know is you're in the world just trying to be cool, right?
Right.
Trying to fit in.
You're just trying to fit in.
Right.
He opened up and he said he's just stressed because we put certain stresses on our children.
True.
You getting ready to be a man. You getting ready to graduate. You better get your shit together, because so it's almost like just forcing the world on the children before they're ready to even deal with the world, and they don't even know how to deal with the world yet, because they don't know what they may not even know how hard it is to pay a bill.
Right.
But when you scare them about, hey, paying a bill is hard. Oh shit, I don't even got no money yet because I don't got a job. Oh shit.
What am I do?
What
Right.
I'm gonna do?
You set up anxiety.
So I had to talk to him about where I was once upon a time when I was his age. Son, you got time. Chill out, man. I don't give a damn what your mama's saying to you. You only 17. You got a whole life ahead of you. You gonna make a mistake every day, but you gonna be alright. Then I kind of presented some of my stuff to make him understand, like, you're not exclusive in this. You're not exclusive in this. So I think that's one of the things that we have to start talking to kids on their levels, where to make them possibly be able to relate.
Right.
Because they think that we can't relate because we talk at them so much.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Wait, so we should be friends with our kids?
no. That's where FDK Inc. comes into play.
So you're saying there's a line then?
There's a line.
So you're saying there's a
Well,
line.
you got to find that line. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got a point. Yeah, no, it didn't say I need to be your best buddy in order to try to help you understand. What I'm saying is I need you to understand that you have so much life to live when you're in a crisis like that. Not to say, the first thing we have to not do is we have to not discredit these children for what they're feeling.
Right.
Because our stress is a different kind of stress, right?
Right.
Than their stress. That doesn't mean that they are not stressed because they don't. Because that, that's we've heard that.
Right.
What? You mad because that girl ain't call you? Boy, do you know I got to get up and go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning? I can't relate to that. No. I be sleeping at 4 o'clock, Dad. What are you talking about? Why would that stress me out? You know? But the same reason he's going, some little piss-tail guy is stressing you out. How is that stressful? Do you know what I got? You know how many bills I got to pay in this house? So what I'm saying is, what he's saying is basically, and I feel you on that, you got to talk to them. But I've always been kind of a real straight talker to my boys.
Yes.
Okay, I've been a real straight talker to my boys. We had real conversations because for a while it was me and them. Their mom worked out of town. It was me and them. And, they were, preteen, tween, about to be teenagers. We had to have real conversations. So I really, talking to your children and trying to interact with them definitely does help to alleviate that. But the first thing we have to do is we have to break that curse from our past, that we have to raise them the way we were raised. Meaning, yeah, we talk to them, but we talk at them because that's what we learned. But we have to talk with them too.
Right. That's exactly.
So you mean you're saying basically teach them the same lessons, just go about it differently
in a different manner. Talk with them. Yes. Right. Talk with them because, like I said, the first think about it. Just think about it. Just as a man, somebody talks to you and you talk to them and they dismiss you, and you can tell it's dismissive. Well, you frustrated.
Right.
Now you might go off, you might punch. You might be angry, you might be disgruntled and go like a post office worker. But my point being is nobody likes to be discounted. Nobody wants to believe that the real problem I'm having that's giving me heart palpitations every day is trivial to you.
Right.
Especially if I'm opening up to you. Right?
Right.
So this is what we talk about when we talk about men and mental health.
Right.
We don't always open up to other men because sometimes other men can be just as acerbic. Sometimes you'll see there are some, like my peer group. I like the fact that my peer group are people that if we have problems, we can actually talk to each other.
Right.
without feeling like, man, you a punk, man.
Hey,
What
man.
you mean, man?
Look here, man.
You might be a
Look
punk, but I see you
man.
in a mental crisis right now. So
Bruh.
I ain't gonna call you the punk. I call you punk tomorrow.
Until you're done with
I call
that.
you punk
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Let me tell you.
Right now, I see you in crisis.
For
right?
the first time, probably maybe 3-4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
Markel walked up in this motherfucker so frustrated.
Ooh-wee.
And I never saw it. I'd have known you 4 years now, right?
Right.
And 5. I was like, damn.
You can
Man,
feel the
I
energy.
could feel the energy.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
even tell me what was wrong yet.
Yeah.
But I saw it. So I was like, damn, man. I got something
Good, bro.
Man, I was like, okay, we're going to get this show knocked out and
We'll talk. Right.
So when he vented his frustrations, it was basic frustrations that we all deal with as men.
Yeah.
That I may have thought it would be different for him. And that's how we got to relate that. Like, we all go through these same things.
Right.
Yes.
And sometimes people feel that these issues are exclusive to their lives.
Right.
Women think that we can't relate to the stresses of being a parent because they're with the child maybe more than a man.
Truth.
Ladies, imagine being the person as a man who knows that I have a son and everything that I teach will be detrimental to him actually being considered a man. Not even being able to be called one, to be considered a man. Because everything that boy does from the time that he reaches adulthood is a reflection of what I taught him as a man.
Right. We taught him either on purpose or
Or
indirectly.
Yep.
So yeah, so go ahead.
I mean that's a major thing, man. It's
What has been your biggest fight as a man, Mark?
As a man?
As a man, what's
Oh, my
been
God,
your
brother.
biggest fight?
Oh my God, brother.
What kind of stresses your brain from the time that you was 20, 30 to now that you're 68?
First of all,
And a half.
I'm finna stress both of y'all out after this show. That's what we gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all stress. No, but as a man.
Oh, you're not 68? Oh.
Not 68. 67. 67. As a man, okay, we'll start out as a young man. As a teenager, okay, so let's start there.
Yeah, let's go hot.
Teenager.
Let's put it out there.
As a teenager, my stress was, oh my God, I can't wait till I get to be 18 where I can feel like an adult.
Right.
You get to be 18, whoop, no big whoop. Now I'm ready to go off to college. Oh man, now you got to wait till you get 21. 21, you still ain't really got no problems because you in college. You ain't really worried about it. By the time you between 20 and 30 though, you got possibly children, possibly bills to pay. You got to worry about rent. You got to worry about transportation. You got to worry about a lot of stuff. What happens is life puts these, and these are just life situations, but they can be stressful. Imagine being 25 and you splitting an apartment with two buddies, and one of y'all lose your job at Kroger. So now the other two got to try to come up with the extra little money, and they only got a little money.
You just struck a blow.
But I'm saying this is where these stressors start. So then this is where you start learning your life lessons. This is where you start learning. Ooh, I can live with this person. Probably can't live with that person. Or maybe I should do this on my own. Or maybe I should pick better. These are situations that come up over time.
Right.
But stress is when you come up with just enough to pay the rent and the damn lights go out.
Right.
And now you gotta, you paid everything you had to make sure you kept the roof. Now you gotta wait until you get some money to put the lights on. But meanwhile, the refrigerator ain't running. You can't see nothing without candles. You running over folk house just so you can see. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You run into these stresses, man. And then when you get to be, you start, when you become a parent, that just compounds it. Because not only do you have to worry about feeding yourself.
What separates you as a man from that woman, though, with your stresses?
What separates me?
Yes, your stresses versus anybody else.
My belief that I have to take care of everybody.
Are you tired?
Be exhausted. Mentally exhausted. Mentally exhausted. When you feel like that, that's a big thing. And like he said, one of the coping mechanisms, what? Drinking. Why? To escape. To escape what you think is your responsibility.
Okay.
That's a big thing, man. That's huge.
And it is because You think everything falls on you.
Of course.
But does it?
No. It doesn't have to, but you think it does. Because societal views
there we go.
says, as a man, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
I'm Hercules.
Right.
Right.
I'm Samson.
Right.
I'm Atlas. I'm holding up the whole world.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole painting.
Yes.
I had that painting.
Yes.
In my house.
With the man holding the world.
With the man holding the world on his back and the family.
And the family on top of it, right?
Yes. I had that painting because that's what we believe.
This is what we believe.
Right.
This is what we were taught.
But you're supposed to be able to handle it.
You
Mark.
should be able to handle it.
I mean, it's only the world.
Right. It's only.
It's only 100 billion pounds. You one man. You can't handle that.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to. Tired.
That's what all the men before you did.
That's what all the men.
If you can't, you better figure it out.
Yeah.
You better figure it out.
Table that right there.
Uh-oh.
That's what all the men before you did.
That's what all the men before you did.
I want to circle around. Josh, are you tired?
Man, yeah, I'm tired.
Of what?
I'm exhausted. Of the same things, honestly. Just feeling like you always got to be the one provides, always the one that got to be, the strong one, the can't show any emotion. For me, for myself, I'm the one of two children, was the only boy. I come from a very strong religious background. We've touched on this before.
Yes.
And so there was pressure on me from a very young age to essentially, my father is and was very high up in the hierarchy of the church. And so there was a lot of pressure on me as his only son and to follow in his footsteps and be the same as, do exactly as he did, come up in the church, be all about it and things like that. And from at a young age, I didn't realize the pressures that it was because I just thought, hey, I'm just looking up to dad. I'm just doing what dad does. This is, and then as I got to be a little bit older, I was about 15, 16, and I'm like, you know what? This really isn't what I want.
Right.
And so when I started to rebel from that, I got the pressure of, well, there's no way. No, my son is supposed to be this way. You can't do this. You've got to do this.
What is this exact way? If you could go more into detail.
Well, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. So, within that, you are expected to do certain things. Hey, we got a caller.
Table that.
We're going to hold it.
Yeah, hold it. We're going to call back in because I got like the line tied up so I can't actually answer the phone. I had like 3 people calling in at once. That's crazy. That's why I had the phone in my hand as you were saying that. Like, damn. I knew what was about to happen. Like, I can't answer the phone. Go ahead and call back in. Caller, we love your call. Give us 1 minute. Go ahead and say what you were saying, Mark.
Yeah.
Josh.
So it was expected that I would, do certain things to try to take on certain responsibilities within the church and things like that. And when I wanted nothing to do with the church anymore, hey, Trey Michael, we see you. If you're trying to call in, if it's you trying to call in, please call back in.
Because if it's Trey Michael, Trey, if it is you, 2 minutes tops, nigga.
You ain't gonna tie Trey down in just no 2 minutes. We might as well just sit back and let the show run.
Hey, Trey.
Trey Michael gonna shut it down.
Trey Michael gonna shut it down.
But
hold up, Dr. Trey Michael.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Get that right.
But yeah, so when I decided that I really didn't want anything to do with it within that religion, it is taught. Basically, I knew that if I turned my back on the religion and didn't want anything to do with the religion anymore, then I would lose my family as well.
Correct.
So I was not. So I was not only was I supposed to be the golden boy essentially, and and come up, but I was completely rebellious and wanted nothing to do with it. So when I turned my back on it, I literally did. I lost everything. Right. Literally lost everything.
That's right. That's a lot of stress.
And had to
18.
When that happened, I was in my mid-20s. Okay. But I struggled with it throughout by the time I was 16 to I was about my mid-20s. I was in and out of the religion, and just trying to find myself and where I fit in and got in, and finally got to be, where I didn't want anything to do with it.
Right.
Oh, is that? No. Okay. So, I was about my late 20s when I decided finally to be completely done with it and literally lost my entire family, everybody that I had as a support system, friends, people that I knew since I was, in diapers, that kind of thing, and had to start from the ground up. And that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of, especially because you think about it, and when you're in your late 20s, you are supposed to have accomplished certain things.
Right. You believe so.
Society expects you to have, accomplished a certain amount of things. Oh,
there we go. Now we're ready. Thank you for calling in to the Male Review on Yale Radiocast. Who do we have on the line?
This is Spicy. You already knew I was calling in.
Oh my God. Spicy. Why did she have her own intro? Hey, Spicy's the only one with Spicy. She has her own soundbite. Go ahead, Spicy. What's up?
What you got for us?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Since I'm listening to you, what is it that you expect from what women do to help relieve the stress that they do in the world today?
Say that again.
What is it that a woman can do? Some expression y'all have that the world brings to y'all every day.
Oh, what can you do to relieve it?
What can a woman do to help?
Hold it. Hold it.
Y'all
didn't say nothing. I'm trying to stop a major incident here. Okay, Spicy is asking y'all, in case y'all didn't hear that, what is it that your woman or your love could do to help to relieve that stress? Am I right, Spicy?
Okay.
That's right, Spicy?
That's what you're asking. What can a woman do to help us as men relieve the stresses that we have? That's what you're asking, right?
That the world brings to y'all, because a lot of y'all say sometimes we as women, fuss all day, or some of us as women bring too much drama to y'all. So what is it as a woman that we can do to fall back to help y'all deal with some of this stress?
Can I lead in?
Not sexually either.
You already said it, though. You already said it.
Can I lead in? Shut the fuck up.
Oh, my God. See?
Shut the entire fuck up, okay?
All right, and let me give you the President Obama answer here.
Allow
us to. I'm gonna be Dialer's translator. Yes, allow us to talk to you.
You always got to be so extra direct.
No. Hold on. Allow me to say this part.
Allow me
to reintroduce myself.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. No. Allow me to explain that, Spicy. Allow me to explain that. It doesn't mean that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean totally don't say anything, but this is a part of it. Understand this. You're asking us as men to be the leader, right? So we're not trying to exclude any opinions that you have or any insight that you have to help us lead, but sometimes a man has to actually lead and make the mistakes and fix it, not with a ridicule. Are you understanding me? Are you understanding me?
Okay, I understand that.
All right,
but
now, go ahead.
If we supposed to be your advisors, and we your right hand, and we have your back or your rib or whatever you want to say we are, if we as women are coming to you as the leader and say, hey, baby, the way you bringing this is not correct. Let me tell you and show you this is a better way of handling it, instead of y'all being so defensive. Why y'all just can't take it?
But who said that your way is the actual better way?
Because it ended up working.
No, it ends up working for you. Now we got a different show.
Oh my God!
Let me give you.
Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh. The intern.
Let me give you a perfect example of how a situation should go, because I recently just experienced some stuff, right? And I'm dealing with a situation where I could potentially lose my 9 to 5. Okay. And I had to come to my girl and tell her, hey, I may lose my. There's a chance I may have to find another job. Now she had two options. She had 2 options, right? She could get mad at me. Well, why'd you do that? Why'd you let that happen? Could have went up one side, down the other, right? But what I got was, okay, well, what's the next move? In the meantime, what you gonna do? And if you haven't thought about it, here's some ideas. And if you have thought about it, what you think about. And in the meantime, in between time, I got this.
Right.
In other words, a problem solved.
So that is exactly what a woman can do to help with the pressures that we face as men.
Right.
Be supportive.
Be supportive and not actually,
don't tear us down. Don't act like we're not being men because we run into a situation. Allow us to be emotional. Allow us to be human. Allow us to make mistakes.
Yeah, because we're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, because we are. It's going to happen.
And let me touch on that. Don't mean to cut you off,
no,
Josh,
you good.
but a lot of times, Spicy understand this. Ladies understand this. As a leader, you're going to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
You got to understand, look at any situation in the world with any leader in the world, there were a lot of mistakes made. Okay? But the problem is, women get scared that the second a mistake happens, that you want to be out. Mm-hmm. You want to down talk. You want to ridicule.
You want to berate us.
And you want to berate and question his leadership. Don't side, nigga. Don't side. I'm speaking from a man.
All women don't do that.
Hold on.
No, we're not saying all women do that. No one ever said that.
Pause. I never said all women.
No one's saying that.
Now, I apologize for not having to get, but I said it at the beginning of 2021 that I wasn't going to give fucking disclaimers. If it fits you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because I listen to Women Mike and I hear a certain woman say men. Does it mean all men? No, it don't. So, with that said, allow us to actually make that mistake and fix it. And that actually help, because you want us to be the leaders, but we got to lead. And we got to feel confident that you have faith in us. See what I'm saying? And that's all we're asking. Have faith in your man. Because when you don't, that is actually stressful to us as men.
And guess what? If you don't feel like you can have faith in your man,
right?
Don't be with him.
That we get scared that we can't lead because every time we make a mistake, we feel like you're gonna leave. Mm-hmm. That's stressful. Markel, what you got for her?
Hey, just piggybacking off of that, I just need you to listen. When I talk about the issues that we're facing, I talk about it. I need you to listen. The reason why I need you to listen is because I want to open the floor for ideas and thoughts and communications and things that could definitely help us out. Now, I'm reading right now, and Trey Michael saying, I'm not at all saying that it is okay for y'all as women to come at y'all that way, but I have a theory about why they do it.
Trey Michael, call in when we get off the line with Spice.
Yep, because
speaking of which, Spicy, thank you for calling in.
No, you're going to hear this. What you got, Markel?
I mean, just like I said, just being able to listen when we talk about those problems. Like I said a little bit earlier, being normal. Just being allowed to be a human.
That's the answer right there. Especially if the effects of your decision may affect the women.
This is why the women will come at you in that way. Okay.
I get it. Thank you, Trey.
Thank you, Trey, for that. But yeah, just being able to listen to us be human, I think that would definitely go a long way. And I mean, again, just tying it into, these are just basic stressors that I'm talking about, especially when you're dealing with these stressors on a day-to-day basis that can lead you to mental illness. This can absolutely lead you to mental illness. The idea that you're speaking and not being heard is one thing that makes people feel like they're quote unquote crazy. I know I said that. I know you heard me. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Spice is talking to 19 people at the same time. Thank you for calling in, Spicy, while you ordering some chicken.
Enjoy your hibachi sushi.
Yeah, your hibachi sushi. Yes.
Buffet.
Thank you. Tell everybody to tune in Yale Radiocast. Tell everybody to call in. Tell everybody to subscribe on every network. While you got the phone in your hand, share the phone. Thank you.
I got you.
All right, darling.
Yeah. Go ahead and continue, Marcus.
Just basically, like I said, man, these things that happen, especially when you know you have a mental illness. How about the people that don't know they have a mental illness? How do you reach out to those folks?
Let's go ahead and table that one right there. Okay. We're tabling a lot of things. What was the last table?
The last table was Josh, but then he came through and he finished his statement.
Right.
It was something I said.
Yes, it was something you said.
We'll come back to it. That's why we need a Trey Michael in the studio to table these things and talk and keep us on line with these things we're talking about. Anyways, Trey Michael said it takes a shit ton of faith, not just faith in her man, but also faith in the universe to have her back. What I call big trust, to be able to be supportive, like what Josh described. Right.
It does.
It does.
It does.
But shut the hell up if you're not a person of God. While y'all preach the Bible and post the Bible scriptures on your Facebook pages and post everything about you have faith and you love the world and faith, that when something happens wrong, that you don't have faith that it's going to work itself out. Because I do. I don't worry about too much no more.
You don't.
Man, look. I woke up one day and saw my account negative like $80. I was like, oh well. Back in the day, it was like, oh my God, $80.
Where did that $80 go?
Something's gonna happen. Later on in that day, $40 came. Later on, first thing in the morning, a whole bunch of other money came. I actually truly have faith in the universe.
Okay.
Ooh,
lines are hot.
Yale Radiocast, this is the Mail Review. Thank you for calling in. Who do we have on the line?
It's me, Trey Michael, and I have to say something about what you just said about the Bible scriptures on the wall, child.
Go ahead. Let's talk about the Bible.
What's up, Trey Michael?
How you doing, Miss Trey? Dr. Trey Michael, what you got to say about the Bible scriptures? Because I'm not a Bible guy. I just speak in reference to people who claim to be Bible people.
Listen, me neither, Diamond. Me neither, okay? I was raised kind of in church, but kind of not.
Right.
And so, I started questioning Christianity like crazy when I got to be about 12, and nobody answered my questions. So I was like, okay, y'all, I don't know what y'all talking about. When I got to college and took classes on world religion, then I understood why it didn't resonate with me. Okay, so but this is what I've learned since my childhood. I call myself a spiritual mutt. Okay. I take a little bit from all the religions, all the teachings, and blend it into my own personal thing. And the thing that I've come up with around religion in general and spirituality overall is that there's a component of these things that is supposed to make you have some semblance of trust in your place in the world. That's really all it is. Like, all of us say the same thing in different ways. Right?
Right.
So my mom, I love my mom. Mark, you know how I love my mama. That's one of my best friends.
Absolutely.
A lot of people can't say that their mama is one of their best friends.
Right.
My mama got all these scriptures all over her walls in her house. Okay? Now, this is not, she didn't have that when you were growing up. She started doing that when she got to be over 40.
Okay.
And she always stressed out about everything. Worried about cigarettes. I said, Mama, listen, I said, do you believe in the stuff that you have on these walls, Mama? I said, I need to find out. Are you walking this stuff you talking?
Right.
Because I hear you talking about you praying, I hear you writing your prayers out, and you got your scriptures on the wall and all of this. But do you believe it? Because you don't act like you do.
Right.
I said, what's the point in reading the Bible and listening to TDJ and being inspired if after you get through doing that stuff, you go right back to being anxiety-ridden, scared, worried, sick?
Right.
I don't understand. I said, you're worse than I am. I don't study the Bible. I got my own thing going on.
Right.
But at least when I go into my spiritual studies for a moment, it lasts me for a while. I don't freak out as badly
I got you.
as I do when I'm not doing that. Because I do believe it. I just forget.
Okay.
So are you forgetting immediately after you read it? What is that?
Or you don't have faith in it to begin with.
Oh, you don't really believe in something.
Right.
Because I do. I mean, I'm calling the code sign. But I understand, if you really are taking in what the teaching, if you really let it become a part of who you are, then you shouldn't be walking around here scared. For what?
Right.
For what?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's a good point. Yes, ma'am. I know it is.
That's the best point.
I don't know a lot of things, but I know that. What's the point in it? So I think a lot of the women that have, and as I used to be one of them. I had to control everything. Everything had to be.
Oh, I was about to say you used to be a woman.
And it comes down.
Or a woman.
Oh, my bad. I was being a comedian. You say I used to be one of those. What do you mean? I thought you were all. Hey, Trey.
You know what?
Hey, Trey.
I'm gonna get you, Dylan. I'm gonna have to get Mark to bring me to the studio one day so I can fuss at you in person.
Oh my God!
Pull up in the Blue Seal real
pull
fast.
Pull
up in the Blue Seal real fast.
Real fast. But no, but I got what you're saying. But yeah, that and
yeah, but it's fear. It's fear. That's all it is. It took me the last 15 years of my life to figure out that is not the way to live well. Is to be fearful, walking around, everything, and not can't trust nothing.
Now that's
so Trey. So Dr. Trey, let me ask you this. So with what Spicy was asking earlier, right? What do you feel like women can do to help men that have to deal with these stresses that we do face? What do you think about that?
I agree with what you said, Josh. Be supportive. But in order for them to be able to be supportive in that way, they have to not have trust in them, not have trust in the man. They need to have trust in themselves, and they need to have big trust. Trust that the universe got y'all back regardless. Because really, everybody gonna make mistakes.
Right.
Okay, ain't no. I feel like I do believe that a higher power, a spiritual power, God-like power exists in every human, but we don't always tap into that power.
Right.
We don't really. We forget. We get trapped up in the trappings of the society we live in, our egoic spaces. So we forget about the God that lives within. Okay, okay, and that's okay. That's okay. We human. We're gonna forget, but go back and remember, baby. Because
go back and
because
remember,
that's the only
baby.
way you're gonna be able. That's the only way you're gonna be able to help your people in your life that you love, whether they're men, women, children, or whatever. It don't even matter because you can inject your fear right into your children,
right?
By not believing in them because you're too scared something will happen to them.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
I'm speaking from my own journey. So anybody out here that's listening to this and you feel like I'm snatching your edges right now, please understand. I'm snatching my own edges because this is the journey that I have walked myself. I'm not saying anything to you that I haven't said to myself.
Right.
You have to go back and remember the God-likeness within you so that you won't be walking around here scared and injecting that fear into your kids, injecting that distrust into your adults in your life that you love. You know, that's all it is. And you can't help them with that until you fix that inside. So what women can do to help men is fix that inside. Fix that. Go back to self. Fix that inside.
So fix themselves before they fix us.
Then we'll be able to have. Show up with you like that, Josh. Saying, look, you know what? We're gonna work this out. You want what you need from me. What you need, you gonna figure it out. You got it. What you need from me. How can I be of support? How can I be of service? That's the only way that's gonna come from a genuine place. Is for you to believe that it's gonna be okay regardless of whatever, and you don't have to control it.
Thank you.
And do what you can. I don't do the whole.
Told
you
y'all.
know,
I told y'all this is
I
gonna be a
believe
9
faith
minute
without
run.
work is dead. You got to
Told all of y'all
do
this
the
is
work.
gonna be.
The work's
When
important.
you do the work, believe that your shit gonna be okay though.
I
Do the
told
work
all
and
of y'all
believe it.
that this was gonna be
Do the
about
work
15
and
minutes.
believe it. And
Y'all see what the fuck I'm saying?
I'm not saying anything
y'all
to
see what I'm
y'all or
saying?
anybody listening that I haven't said to myself and that I don't still say to myself on a regular basis.
I told you.
I'm a recovering controller. I know all about it.
Yes,
We
thank
can tell how
you.
you controlling this
Thank
mic,
you,
girl.
thank you, Trey, for letting us know that as women they need to fix themselves before they can fix us. Thank you for calling in.
Didn't I say Trey was gonna go on a 15-minute rant?
She's gonna shut the show down. We love it, baby.
Thank you, Trey.
With the male review featuring
the male review featuring Trey. No, the Trey review.
The Trey review featuring three guys.
Featuring the guys.
Featuring the leg. Yes.
Y'all so silly. I love y'all.
We love you
too,
too.
Trey. Thank you for calling in. That is Dr.
right.
Trey Michael. She actually works with kids. Am I right, Markel?
Well, she not really work with the kids, but she works with the people that work with the kids.
Okay.
So she helps. You know,
Okay, she helps. She helps. And that was great insight.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Once again, keep calling in 678-586-9241. Brother TR, who is out there drilling, and beating the hammer. Markel, read that comment.
TR says, I always say be concerned for those who are easy to shake, because either their God ain't real or their faith is fake.
Ooh.
Bars.
Bars. We gonna get TR back in the studio, man.
Boy, listen. Arr. Sometime soon. But yeah, no, you got a point. Yeah, definitely. But what even wrapped up in having faith, there is still a level of uncertainty,
right,
that sets up an anxiety in us. And the thing about it is, we all suffer from anxiety. We all have anxieties around different things,
right?
You know, but through the lens of someone who has been diagnosed of having a mental illness, those anxieties are way bigger in their lives than us. I mean, you know, I know people who don't necessarily take medication, who aren't necessarily diagnosed with a mental illness, who have had panic or anxiety attacks, just, you know, based on feeling overwhelmed in life, right?
Right.
Being overwhelmed is one of the major things, and it feels like nothing you're doing is right, or everything is going wrong.
Right.
Things are happening to you, and you know, we talked a little bit about. Sincere was talking about things happening, allowing things to happen to you, as opposed to you taking control over the things that you allow to happen. Basically, being able to force yourself upon life, as opposed to having life forced upon you.
Right.
That's a big thing, man. And when you talk about it in the frame of mental health issues, people that need to talk to professionals, people that decide that this life is too much and they take themselves out. I mean,
I'll be real with you. I think that everybody, after honestly, anybody over the age of probably like 14 should honestly talk to somebody.
I think
you know what I mean? Because it's nice to have. Because I mean, me myself personally, I've seen one before. I've gone to a psychologist or counselor or whatever.
I've gone
you know, and it's very helpful. I mean, it's nice to have. They give you an outside perspective. It's somebody that's not going to be judgmental.
Someone not
all right, it's a safe space. It's an open space, and you know, it's good to get that, especially as a man. It's good to sometimes shred that stress,
right,
and realize that you're not crazy,
you're
not the only one going through this.
You know, the difficulties that we may face from some people is trust.
Yeah,
trust that. As Trey was saying on the post about trusting that if I'm affected by your decisions, maybe that's how people may feel when they are depending on a counselor. It's the trust issues. What does this person who doesn't know anything about me
know about me?
To be able to tell me what I... Honestly speaking, if I can't afford you, you ain't from my hood. You don't know what I deal with. Especially if that counselor may be white. I'm just being honest right here, Josh.
Yeah.
Because the assumption is, because I know you from Syracuse, you from the same area that my oldest son is from. But the assumption may be you have no way to relate to my upbringing.
Right.
You have no way to relate to my lifestyle, my hood, my
right.
whether I come from this, I've dealt with this, to be able to tell me what I need to hear.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So I'm stuck with that.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck with the fact that I can't come to my lady because I've heard women say, you're a man, you're supposed to be strong.
Right.
As if I'm not allowed to be weak.
Right.
I've argued with my baby moms, BM2. Stop crying like a girl. And I say, shut the fuck up. Stop telling my son he can't cry.
Right.
Because of the fact that may create a volcano. So now he's feeling like he has nobody to go to. Because if the person that loves you the most, you can't come to them, who the fuck can you go to?
Right. Right.
These are some things that's created by society that we've left to deal with on all ends.
Correct.
Regardless of your race, what your
Held
financial
to the standard to what happened in our past.
To
what we take.
Exactly.
But I think that therein lies too. We got to be attentive to who we have around us, especially when we get to a certain age, who we're surrounding ourselves with.
Yes.
Okay? So you know, as we all grow into being grown men, and we can kind of we obviously can pick and choose who we're around, who we spend our time with. I think once you get to be, a certain age too, you also choose who you can actually choose who your family is.
Right.
Your family may not actually be your actual family. Your family is who you choose to be your family. Okay, so that I think really, like what you were saying, some of the things going through of feeling like you can't trust somebody, like you got to be able to say that you really got to look who's around you, because if you really are surrounded by people and you say you got friends and you got people in your circle and you feel like you can't trust those people,
you can't talk.
Then why you even got them in your circle?
Busted.
Why you even So why even surround yourself? So maybe you need to find yourself new friends, because I know myself. I keep my circle small. I know my brothers here. I can come to them with problems and say anything I want to, and not be judged. We've had so many conversations. I've heard stuff from you I ain't want to hear before. You know what I mean? Yeah. We've said stuff and pissed each other off, and I've got friends where I haven't. We've said things to each other and pissed each other off, and I talked for years.
But it's all in the idea of iron sharpens iron.
Right.
Yes. Like with us being at the age that we are and the circle that we are, this is, look here, man. Ooh. The Mail Review is actually a counseling session for us with each other.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You got to understand, I've known TR since I was like 12 years old. We give it to each other.
Yeah.
I've known y'all 4 or 5 years each, Mark L, before I met you, Josh. And I often say, hey, y'all communicate with each other. Y'all don't need me around to communicate with each other, because I'm trying to build a brotherhood. When we start seeing the leg, and I woke up like, we need to create something behind this, a brotherhood behind this. Usually we don't answer unknown numbers, but I'm going to go ahead and run it. Yale Radiocast, this is the Mail Review. Who do we have? Daniel. How you doing? Hello?
I'm doing well, brother. How you doing today?
We're doing all right, brother.
Yeah, deep throat on the phone.
What do you have for us, man? I hope you're tuning in to the topic and you're listening in. Well, I know you are because you called. What do you have for us?
Brother, hey, man, I just need some advice, because I've been watching you guys for a long time now. You guys give me like motivation every day, bro. And like, I'm surprised that you guys even answer, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. Well, what questions do you have for us, or what opinions do you have on this topic?
I was wondering if you could give me some relationship advice. You guys do that?
We do. Now, I wouldn't say this is the best advice.
Well,
but you do got a platform of 3 different men who come from 3 different aspects to be able to help you out, because we've had people call in and say, hey, what gets me through this relationship situation or this relationship situation that we might have experienced. So what you got for us, brother?
Bro, so get this. So I come home the other day, and so I've been married for 5 years, right?
Okay.
I love my wife.
We've all experienced that, yes.
Bro. And so I come home and there's another man in the room, bro, and I was like, what's this? I put all my time and effort and everything into this relationship, and I come home and there's another man in the bedroom, bro.
Oof.
Damn, bro.
Oof.
Yeah, man, and I was watching, I was like, I need to reach out to some other brothers and just relax.
So is this?
I just need some help, I just need some advice.
Are you married, or is this a girlfriend?
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, married for 5 years.
I'm 33 years old.
33 years old. Okay.
Okay.
But you didn't see this coming from nowhere. I mean,
I would say this, man. Just speaking from experience of not necessarily in my marriage, but from the idea of moving forward. This is a thing. I'm about to give it to you really raw, brother.
Real, bro. Okay, bro.
When you say, and when you going to get married, there's some vows that say, for better or worse, till death do us part. And that's a hard thing to stick by, brother. I promise you it is.
Yeah.
Now you got to think about how much you love that woman. Now you got to think about, if you do decide to separate from this woman, where does it put you? Yeah, where does it put you at in the world if you decide to separate from this marriage? You also decide, okay, can I move on with this person to actually make this work? And you actually find out what's going on, because some things probably were there that happened before the marriage or somewhere within the marriage that led to this situation that honestly, I don't know you, brother, that honestly you might have created.
Correct.
I would say too, you also gotta consider too, Daniel. Are you going to when you make this decision? You have to be able to. First of all, you gotta cope with it.
Now, you
gotta cope with it first. You gotta come to terms with it, and you gotta be able to sit there in your heart of hearts. No matter how much you love this woman, you've got to be able to figure out: can I trust this woman again? Will I be able to trust this woman again? No matter how much I love her,
right?
Will I be able to trust her again? Because you may still love her with your heart of hearts. She may still be the one for you. But if you're not going to ever be able to trust her again, you can't build that relationship back.
Right.
And and if you can't trust her, staying within that relationship is not going to be fair on yourself or her.
Now when I say brother,
and it's going to take some work.
Now let me tell you this: when I say, brother, that you may have created this, I don't mean that in a bad way, but maybe it's something that you were or you weren't providing that created somebody to come in through the back door. Because we often hear on the other side that you neglected me emotionally. I'm not making excuses for her actions. Let me clarify that part. I'm not making excuses for her actions, but I've been that dude that actually neglected somebody that I loved, that somebody was able to creep in. And their thing was what I wasn't able to provide. Now, with that said, if you talk to your wife, now you talk about what created this situation to see how you can move forward. Now, if you decide to move forward, just know that it ain't gonna work out in 2 days that you fix this shit.
Right.
But guess what?
You got a long road ahead of you.
You got a long road ahead of you.
And you and her need to sit down and have a serious conversation. But you need to be in a space where you're not going to be completely emotional. Okay, right. You're gonna be emotional. Give yourself a little bit of time to cool off before you have that conversation with her. Give yourself a calm head. Come into that conversation with a calm head. Try to come at that conversation trying to solve the problem, not being accusatory. Everybody already, y'all both know what happened already. You already both know the consequences that could come from that. There's no need to bring up what happened.
Right.
Okay, so what needs to be discussed is why it happened,
and how you can move forward.
How you can move forward.
Does she want to move forward?
Right.
As well.
There was something that happened though. The thing, I call it mention what happened, but the thing is, I think I didn't see like the man visually. It was a whole long story, but I think it was my cousin. And so like, I'm just trying to figure this out. I think some family shit's about to go down too, bro. So it's like, I'm everywhere right now.
Did you just say it was your cousin?
I think so.
All right, so you don't really know who it was.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm in a.
Okay.
I'm kind of broken down, bro.
So.
Trying to figure everything out.
So what I would suggest to you, brother, is totally disconnect from this situation until you could clear your mind. And this disconnect may be a day, a month, 6 months, so you can actually address it to move forward. I can't determine what your
path should be.
Your path should be, or your reboot to be able to address this. All I'm saying is you need time to actually think about it, to actually put a plan together of how to handle it. Markel, do you got something for this young brother, man?
Just keeping with the topic for today, man. Have you, aside from us, talking to us, the layman, the basic layman, just kind of, running the podcast, having a conversation, have you had a chance to talk to someone about this since this occurred? I mean, have you, I know you probably have had some words with your wife, but have you spoken to anyone, maybe a professional, about this at all? Maybe someone who you can vent to try to get this out and try to deal with some of these thoughts. Have you had a chance to do that? Because if not, I would definitely recommend that, man, because that puts you in a crisis, especially as a young man. It definitely will put you in a crisis, believing that maybe you did something wrong, or maybe you did something to deserve this, or something happened or something occurred. Trying to talk to somebody to try to get these thoughts out will kind of help you to see it in a better light. That's what I'm going to recommend. I mean, talking to us is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you have a chance to open up.
Right.
You know, I would check out. There's a great resource online. All right, it's called BetterHelp.com. All right, and it's a resource where you can go online. They even have an app. You can download it. It does cost it, but it is low cost. All right, and they will match you with a professional that can help you through whatever you're going through based off of a series of questions that you answer. And they will actually reach out to you personally. You can do it online. It doesn't have to be face-to-face. You can do it through chat via text and things like that because, brother, you got a lot going on. You're going to have a long road ahead of you. You're going to need that help. Please seek that help. Yep. And, you know, all we can say here from the Male Review is that we wish you the best. Definitely try to keep a cool head, you know, and reach out for help. Please reach out for help, and you're gonna need some professional help. And don't be afraid to reach out for it either.
I would say this, if you don't mind, you could reach out to us personally because you're dealing with 3 men here who have been married.
Yep.
Who may not currently be married, but you have 3 different perspectives of some guys who may have experienced the ideal of leading to a divorce or separation. See what I'm saying? So I just don't want anybody, if we could help them, if you're reaching out to us for a helping hand, we want to be that helping hand. So just feel free after the show. You got the number. Give us a call. Send us a text message. We'll communicate with you, and we will try to help put you in the line of some people who can help you out, brother. We appreciate you confiding in the Male Review, though. That's what we're here for.
Right on, Daniel.
Hello? Mr. Daniel. Did we lose?
I don't know.
All right, so let's continue, man.
That was a strong one.
That's a strong one. That's a heavy one.
Yeah. Well, Daniel, if you're still out there listening, please, like Dylan did say, please, you can reach out to us after the show. That number will be still up there. That's 678-586-9241.
Right. Let me go to the leg chats. The leg chats is hot.
They're hot today.
The leg chats are hot. Particularly Trey Michael.
Uh-oh.
I got to circle all the way up. Okay. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me see. Trey Michael said, we already talked about the faith will lead from where, please stop telling these boys that they can't cry.
Right.
That has been my biggest fight from a boy who used to cry a whole lot. Right. Look here, let me explain something to y'all, man. We're already dealing with enough stress and traumas as men. Now you got to understand how a volcano happens, okay? Yeah. It's built up pressure. So now when you build up this pressure, when it finally erupts, it's never pretty, okay? You got to understand what happens with a volcano, and you ever heard of a soft volcano?
It was a very weak volcano.
It was a very weak eruption.
It was a very soft
eruption. Weak eruptions might happen when you're 60
soft
years
eruption.
old. It was a soft eruption. I'm not dealing with you. It was so soft.
But no, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, we never heard of a soft eruption. So when you hold in all of these pressures from how long that situation may occur that you finally erupt, it turns out very ugly. It results in suicide. It results in murder. It results in a lot of things that aren't very...
whether it's soft or hard, you're still going to holler.
Whether it's soft or hard, you're still going to have it spill out. Oh my God. Read this. Oh my God. I ain't dealing with
what do we got in the comments? What do we got over
got on the comments. Trey Michael said that shit damn near worked my nerves. We got Brother TR. And do we really know how to educate that therapist? Is he could have graduated with a D.
Who is it?
TR.
And do we really know how educated that therapist is? He could have graduated.
He is not lying. He's not lying.
Yeah.
Do we really have faith in a therapist when just because you got a degree? I've seen people who claim to be relationship experts, meanwhile their husband is cheating on them, and meanwhile they're judging other people's relationships, saying, "Woman, you need to leave that man." I thought the idea of a relationship expert was to make the relationship work itself out. Oh, but okay. Now, anyways, let me go to the next chat. Let me go to the next thread chat. Josh, 100. Watch your circle. Go ahead and chop back in on that watch your circle thing that you mentioned.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch your circle. Got to be who's around you. I mean, if you're surrounded by people that are staying in one place and they're not growing, they're not moving around, they're not making moves, they're satisfied with, being in that angry place, being in that, you don't feel like you can trust them, you don't feel like you can talk to them. You can't have people around you like that. You can't. Right. You can't. Right. You got to find the right group of people, and it is not always easy.
Right.
But
that helps with your mental stability. That you know that you can finally find somebody who you could say, hey, because I get this a lot. I get a lot of, I know you're going to talk to me and I know you're going to give it to me 100.
Yeah. And you don't have to have, and that's another thing too. All right. So we get so wrapped up in the social media where on Facebook and Instagram and, now with this TikTok stuff, it's all about how many followers you have and their friends and their followers, right? Half them people ain't your friends.
Half them people ain't your friends, and they're not following you for support.
No.
Oh,
no.
Mark L, read the next comment by your girl Trey Michael.
Hey, Trey says teaching boys that they can't have any emotion except anger or joy is a direct outgrowth of patriarchy. This is one of the many examples of how patriarchy has messed men up. I agree 100%, because just like I was saying earlier, we talked about this. All we can really show is anger. Now we can show joy, but only in certain situations. That was the thing. Don't be just walking around here smiling and skinning and grinning. About what? What's the smile about? So you're supposed to hold your face in a certain, even in a certain position. That's stressful. Right. I think that's stressful.
Right. And Trey had something to say about our caller here too. Daniel said, I also think that her behavior is hers. If she was unhappy, she could have told him and tried to work things out before doing that dishonest shit.
Now, this is my thing.
Accountability.
Who's to say that she didn't?
There is that.
We were not there. That's why I'm totally 100 with it.
And I'll say this too: everybody communicates in their own way as well,
right.
and it's on us as individuals. If we're gonna be in a relationship with somebody, and we're gonna be in a committed relationship with somebody, there has to be developed first that communication. Okay, because if you can't communicate, if you don't understand how your mate communicates, because everybody communicates differently within relationships. They all do. Everybody needs different things. They communicate different ways, and it's not going to be the same as we do.
Right. So that's something that we got to work on, communication and actually knowing how to. And we hear this on Women in the Mic.
Absolutely.
How you talk to whoever you're dealing with, whoever you're in a relationship with. Yeah. And my thing is, I'm a very direct and harsh guy. Sometimes
is it harsh though? Is it just direct?
It's direct.
Some people take it harsh.
Some people take it harsh, which means you got to know who you're in a relationship with. So maybe you need to seek out someone who can deal with. If you know you're not going to change, because we always tell people to change for this, change for that. But do somebody need to change, or do they need to find somebody that fits their bill?
I think that's what it is.
Don't we have a member of the leg that has a book out there that touches on some similar
We got subjects? A member of the leg that has a book called The 30 Love Laws.
Correct.
And he just called in earlier, Mr. Sincere.
Correct.
That touches on these relationship issues. Yet and still, we got somebody else out there who has a book in the room that got the 69 love laws that totally tops the 30 love laws that says...
Because it's 39 more of them.
It's 39 more. 60. Who doesn't need 69 love laws?
It's 420 pages long.
420.
We also have a member of the leg who has a book called Shit.
And we have a member that has a book called Shit. Speaking of that member, read that.
Yes.
Markel.
Hey, so Brother TR definitely reaching out. Daniel, if you still listening, and thank you for listening, brother, and thank you for taking the time to call in. Seriously, we do appreciate your call, and hope we can offer you some information and some advice, and we can hope to get you in contact. Like you said, reach out. Brother TR said to tell the brother to stay in touch with us so we can help him get through this.
Right.
Yes. I think you should definitely stay in touch with us, man, because, again, one of the things that I stated about mental illness is having somebody to listen. So he just at this point, you don't know where his mind was per se before he called
to actually reach out to us,
to talk to us. See what I'm
and definitely stay in touch,
so that's
Daniel.
Good. So thank you for he's paying attention to what we're talking about, reaching out to people, even if it's a random stranger, man.
Definitely, and we do have who is going to become an honorary member of the league very soon.
Yes, definitely.
We tried to have him up in the building today, but he had some things going on. So he will be back. He will be here soon. But our resident doctor, Dr. G.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Therapist G. All right. He's a member. He will be a member of the league. He is a member of the league. We'll make it official one day.
Damn, Josh, you're just going to announce that we
will. I'm going to announce this is in honor of Daniel, right here, because this is for Daniel's sake. If he's still listening, okay, that he is here, he is available. It is one of the resources that we can have for him to have somebody to talk to. Okay, so definitely stay in touch.
Okay, so read Trey Michaels.
So she agrees with trying to move forward and keeping the marriage if Daniel would want to. Yes. That has to be that's a decision you got to make. You got to make sure you still want to be able to be in that relationship.
Facts.
Are you going to be able to handle it? Because that's a big thing and especially if it turns out that it was family. That's a whole nother level.
Right. Her cheating didn't have to be the outcome of her not being happy with him. You are correct.
You're correct.
Yeah.
But she could have left instead of cheating, though.
Correct.
Right.
Why go to that extreme? Cheating ruins the relationship in big ways.
Ways that are irretrievable.
But the thing is,
irreversible.
The confusion of love and the ideal of what we think love is very problematic.
True.
Mark L., you often speak of your lifestyle, which is confusing to some people because you think it's a big pool of everybody loves each other,
right?
And the feelings aren't there as far as a relationship that may be more so modern, or well, modern would be your type.
Would be kind of what it is, right?
Yeah. So Mark L. being polyamorous, as he speaks of often.
This is correct.
You think that they go through different things because of the openness,
right?
But who's to say that they aren't polyamorous,
right?
And there's some confusion in that relationship. Once again, we don't know everything that's involved with that situation. Correct. All we could do is just offer a helping hand or a helping word.
Right.
I'll say this much, and I'll just chime in and say this. As I get older, I have come to appreciate more and more in life loyalty over love. Love is important, but loyalty, whew.
Yeah, much
there's
more.
There's
a love and that loyalty that comes equipped with that loyalty.
Yeah.
You have an adoration for something.
Right.
That's the real thing.
Right. Okay, so I think we've touched on a lot of points. Anything we want to circle back on before we wrap up the mail review with dealing with mental health awareness and everything that we deal with as men and just people in general?
I would wrap up and just say, if you are a man and you're listening, or a woman, and you're listening, no matter how old you are, what skin color you are, what age, gender, whatever you identify as, whatever. If you're going through something, find somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You don't have to handle it yourself.
True.
And apparently, it could be a stranger.
It could be an absolute stranger.
It can be.
It could be a stranger, and that's a problem. People think that you want to reach out to the person that's closest to you.
Yes.
Your best friend,
but they may not be the best person to give you that advice in that situation.
Person, because I can't tell TR everything, because he's TR. He's TR. That's the end. He's TR.
Period.
I had a boss once that used to joke that he used to say, I give the best marriage advice, but I'm divorced, so don't listen to me.
But what he could do is tell you what not to do.
Right.
Because he can tell you the mistakes that he or she may have made, or what to actually look out for
from his purview,
from his perspective.
So exactly. So on another level too, don't ever think for a minute that your life experiences can't help another person.
Facts.
So
other mental health things, fellas, before we sign out. What do we got for the children for our for who's next up to bat?
Like I said, man, we have to break that curse from being responsible for the way we were raised prior to this generation. We have to, just like we were talked at, and we probably have talked at them, we need to talk with them. The only way you can show them, hey, listen, You're human, I'm human. We go through these things. Some of these things are just life things that happen. Not trying to be dismissive of them, not trying to discount your view, not trying to tell you that what you feel stressed about is nonsense by comparison. More so to the point of, let's see how we can put some tools in place to deal with things like this happen. You know, hey, just because you got a bad score on an assessment, that don't mean that you're dumb or you're stupid or you should drop out of school or that your life is worthless. It just means, hey, you had a bad go of it. Let's study
What if
harder
you're dumb?
next time.
What have you done?
I mean,
are we going to actually act like there are some dumb people in the world?
Are we going to talk about the presidents that we've had? I mean, there's some people that done got over.
Whoa. J. Cole said if you broke and you clowning on a millionaire,
the joke's on you.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you.
So I mean, we want to talk as much shit about Donald Trump as we can.
I didn't even say him. See, I didn't even bring his name up.
Well, let's go to the real dummy, Obama.
Okay, if you think that's the case.
I mean, you just said it wasn't Trump. Who else we got to talk about?
I just said, just think.
We got a white guy. No. We got a white guy right now determining my blackness. You went there. Y'all know I don't like Biden.
Dumb is a state of mind. Now let's just leave it at that. Dumb is a state of mind. Yeah. However, again, listen. We, as far as talking to the children, and as far as talking to these children that are coming up with these new stressors, we're being exposed to so much at an early age, man. We got to kind of keep our thumb on the pulse.
Yes,
keep our thumb on the pulse.
And you know, and keeping it with the kids, you know, think about the resources that you have at your fingertips as well that we didn't have when we were younger. Okay? Right. You've got resources. Instead of burying your time on Facebook thinking about what everybody else has that you don't have, that you may want to have, if you're struggling with something, there are resources you can reach out for. You've got there are school counselors out there still that actually still give a darn about their job and are actually good and would be there for you.
You can text the
so seek those out.
It's not many. It's not many.
So, but there are people, you know, and if you don't feel like you can talk to your parents, maybe there's somebody in your family, you know, an aunt, an uncle, somebody, a grandparent, somebody that you look up to.
Go ahead and call Uncle Dollar.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and call Uncle Dollar.
That's gonna be another show. Call Uncle Dollar.
Uncle Dollar.
You go ahead and call Uncle Dollar. Look here, I got like I can't even count the numbers of nieces and nephews that I have at this point.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, because the Green and the Walton family is so fertile that.
Well, they're Green and Walton. Now let's look at that, and I want you to think about this. That's my job, ladies and gentlemen, to point out the obvious things in life. The Waltons, never mind. I'm telling my age. And Green, okay, anyway, go. But you are correct. But see, that's a cool part. You being someone open to listen to the problems and maybe not provide the judgment. That's a lot of times the big thing with people going to folks.
I have learned in my age
to not judge so hard,
to not judge so harshly,
right?
Because I may not even agree with something that you're doing,
right?
I don't have to actually be in the same mode or world that you live in
to be able to
offer some advice, because at the end of the day, it's a human aspect that it covers it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
In spite of you being your sexual preference or your race or your religious beliefs or your political beliefs, it's a human aspect that we can all relate to at the end of the day.
Right.
And it only took you to 57 to figure that out.
Oh my God, you're a hater.
58.
So, I'm just trying to get to 69. Okay, I'm just trying. Oh,
all right, y'all. With that said, thank y'all for joining us here on the Mail Review. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for all the call-ins, Trey, Michael, Daniel, Spicy. Thank you for calling in today. Thank y'all for kicking it with the leg, Brother Sincere. Absolutely. Brother TR, thank you for going ahead and signing in on the chat. And everybody that kind of came out to participate. Again, we love calls, y'all. 678-586-9241. This is Mark L. signing off from the Mail Review. Brother Dylon in the building. Brother Josh the intern.
What you got leading out, Josh?
What you got, Josh?
Man, you know, all I can say is that I'm glad I'm surrounded by the people I'm surrounded by. You know, for everybody out there listening in, hopefully you learned something, took something away from today to realize that, you know, we as men, we're not in this alone.
Right.
We need to be there for each other, support each other, help each other, and even when it comes to the younger generation, we as grown men have that responsibility to set that example and be there for them as well, so that they don't have to experience the things that we experienced. That being said, thank you for tuning in. As always, it's a pleasure. Please continue to call in, and until next time.
Okay. Y'all wanted me to say get the bit. Look here, I'm working boards and talking, man.
Well, it's your business.
I mean,
get it.
You do set the standard. You do set the standard. You do set the standard.
What's your final words there, CEO? I know you got something to say.
I just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in and calling in. Check us out on over 25 streaming platforms.
I need to run it down. I got the whole list wrote down.
You got the whole list wrote down? No. He actually
everything.
That man is pulling out
I got a whole list.
You gonna actually run down the list, Mark L?
Listen.
Hold on, he gonna run down the list.
I'm gonna run down the list.
He looked at his watch. He got time today.
I got time. I got time today.
TR said I can't walk and chew gum.
We know that.
He's TR. You can't walk and chew gum, or somebody else
said
can't walk and
I
chew gum?
can't walk and chew gum.
Oh, he's saying that you can't.
Yes.
Listen. So y'all listen. Yale Radiocast is on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Player FM, Podchaser, TuneIn Radio, and Twitch TV. We are on all of those.
And
RTV. And of course, RTV. Now we all know. You know what? We need a whole RTV logo.
We got one.
We got one.
one.
No, we need one specific with the pirate.
With the
pirate symbol. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are.
We put an eye patch
everything.
on TR too.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely go ahead and check out those sites. I can run down them again. I'm gonna post them on my page.
Yes.
Go ahead, please subscribe and listen, man. Check us out. Hey, we having a good time, and if you have been watching with us, you know we are improving more and more every day. That damn camera view so good. Look.
You could count every hair on Mark L's face.
All of them.
To certify that this nigga is 68 years old.
69, sir.
And I owe you one.
Hey, all right, then. Thank y'all for tuning in again. And as always, the motto, let's do it together, fellas.
Get the business.
Yale Radio Cast.